Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to another XP11 live stream. Sorry I'm a little bit late. Just been setting up some stuff here. I pushed the stream back a few times. But I'm already set up and good to go. We're going to be flying from DCA, Washington, Ronald Reagan, all over to Providence, and we're going to be checking out some vertical sim over at Providence as well. As you can see, we're on the beautiful A319, the best Airbus rendition in my opinion for XP11. And we've also got the Airbus Throttle pack for the Honeycomb throttle quadrant and our TCA sight stick going on here. So that's some super exciting stuff going on. Alright, let's go ahead and check. That is something about the sight stick that I have to make sure. We go here. There we go. And now it works. I think the ATIs are reversed, so it's gonna go ahead and change those. Roll and pitch. There we go. Alright. Sorry about that. Now that we're all set, we're gonna go battery 1 and 2, external power. Turn that on. Get the adheres ready. And get going. Fly with Rev, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you here. Very nice. How's your day going? It's probably evening over at England, the UK. Or, yeah, Europe. Late evening, so appreciate you being here. Go ahead and get the brightness up for all of these. There we go. Okay. Go ahead and get the brightness up for the MCDUs. Great. Go ahead and turn on my radio panels. 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna go ahead and set up my performance page right now so that we won't have to do it later. I already made my plan. I made it today. I made sure it was an updated plan with updated nav data. Instead of making it earlier, decided to just do that today. And we've got that ready. So, we're just looking for performance details, so we need about 5.7. We're going to put in 7.2. I always like to make sure I have enough fuel for, like, the worst of cases. 107 passengers. Quick defuel, apply the load settings. We're fueled up. Pretty good. Alright, awesome. That's great to know. Go ahead and turn the cruise supply on. Beacon and nav and logo lights can go on. Seatbelt signs. Actually, let's leave seatbelt signs off for now. There's no smoking and emergency exit lights, so we're going to go ahead and arm those. Turn on the fuel pumps. We've already got our fuel on board, so you can continue on. We're going to program our MCU. I'm going to go ahead and do that. We're going to be flying from, DCA over to Providence. Flight number is going to be Legion 540 if I'm not wrong. There it is, yeah, 540. Alright, awesome. Cost index is going to be 2.5. Flight level 350. It's going to be a really short flight, so I mean, we're going to be descending pretty much right after we reach our cruising altitude. Anyways, that's in the Tullis ISCS, so our zero fuel weight is about 55.5, 29.2 on the center of gravity. So we're going to do 55.5 and 29.2. I haven't flown with a TCA too often, actually. Whoops, forgot the slash. So I'm kind of, I'd say, rusty on it, as if I had never flown an Airbus, because like it feels super different though from my old sight stick. Super different from the Logitech Extreme 3D. It's a lot easier. It doesn't have as much resistance as the 3D, and I mean I can see why. I don't have any complaints about that though. See, is the throttle mapped? Good. It's not mapped. Alright. It's going to be runway 1, Doctor 5 departure via Agar transition. So it's going to be runway 1, Doctor 5, AGAR transition. We're gonna go down to the flight plan, control our discontinuity. We're gonna go direct to Donal, and AJ gone. Alright. And then AJ gone, just like that. Alright, awesome. And then GDIC. Kind of lost my eye there. J174 to HTO, so we're gonna go to Airways. Juliet 174 over to Hotel Tango Oscar, and Jordan to arrival into runway 05, which is the longest runway at Providence. Gonna go ahead and Flight Simmer, welcome to the stream. Providence, runway 5 ILS, and we're taking Jordan 2 over to, well, HTO. Well, that's not a transition, or is it? Yeah, it is. I'm already way too used to the Boeing where the transitions usually pop up immediately, so that's why I said that. Alright, we're gonna go down, check the flight plan is fine. DCA 1, TMPY insert, okay, 1, and then 05 for Providence. That's totally fine. Alright, perfect. We're gonna use TOGA thrust, 131, 135, 139. 135 and 139. Whoops. Okay, and we're going to use flaps 1 since we're not using any trim. We're just going to go 1 without anything else. We're not going to need to enter any flex temp because we're using TOGA. Okay, flight level 350. Set that over here, and I'm going to go ahead and grab Aegis for DCA. Elevation 15. It is 132.65. Okay. 132.65. I think 655, and I think it's 650, so we're gonna dial it back. Oh, there we go. That's 65. Altimeter 2992. Oh right, I haven't set the real world weather. Go ahead and refresh that. There we go. Departing 01. Okay, we're fine. We have Sierra. That's on standby. I'm gonna go ahead and open the... Okay. I was gonna check if we had a custom cabin. I don't really remember this livery too much. It's been a while since I've flown on it. This is the Make-A-Wish Allegiant livery, and it is actually pretty nice. And yeah, that's it. We're almost ready to push. I'm just gonna call the pushback guy. Actually, let's start the APU first. Go ahead and call him.
Now to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Down the cockpit. Tower's driving up.
Alright, APU page. Go ahead and wait. There it is. Michael Foster, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Hope you're having a really nice day. Alright, we're going to keep the throttles at idle. Of course, just got to make sure speed brakes are up, flaps are all the way up. It's always good to make sure that those are not in some sort of specific position. There it is. We're almost ready.
All doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Get the AP lead on and go ahead and turn the power off. Seatbelt signs on. Alright. Everything's looking good. I'm gonna go ahead and set the weather radar panel down here. System 1, predictive wind shear. We'll leave it like that. Multi-scan and GCS auto. Go ahead and set my TCAS panel as well on above mode, and we're gonna go XP NDR. GPS primary, we've got our radiators aligned. Okay, parking brake off. Nah, right, I remember. Better pushback usually doesn't like to work on the A319 unless I start up engine 2, and that is actually kind of annoying, so we're gonna have to do that. Didn't know they made plastic airliners. Go ahead and start up engine 2. We are ready. Go ahead and wait for that. Alright, engine 2 is coming on. I'll be back in 1 second and I'll leave you with the engine starting up.
Starting pushback.
Alright, I'm back. Just had to bring my phone over here so that chat was more accessible. And it's just gonna yank us back, you're gonna see. Parking brake is off. Yeah, see it is. There it is. Super weird thing about, I mean, that never happened before, but I think it might have been something with a 1.6 update. Or it could also be something wrong with my better pushback. I don't know. I think it's, well, it works fine for every other airliner, so. Let's listen to the PTU there. We've also got some nice BSS sounds. Go ahead and do that. There we go. Great. My better pushback is broken. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised. I haven't updated since like 2020. Mine works fine. Yeah, it's probably something about my better pushback. When was like the last update? Because I literally like just remembered I haven't updated better pushback since 2020, so like that would make sense.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Alright, we've got 2 engines available.
Disconnecting tail. Stand by.
Good thing about these throttles is that they've got the detents all the way at idle. So like you won't accidentally go into reverse unless you actually toggle that. And that's super nice. Anyways, APU can come off. There it is. Both engines are online. That's the nose wheel steering thing, which is fine. It's not really a problem. It'll disappear eventually. Taxi lights can come on. Kind of blind that guy down there. There it is. Disappeared. I'm gonna go ahead and arm the speed brakes. And go ahead and go flaps 1.
Tow is disconnected and bypass bin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
Alright. DCA. Airport information. Gonna go ahead and wait for that to load up. We're gonna taxi to runway 1, and that is on the opposite side we're facing. So we're not gonna go after November here. Just gonna make a turn, sort of 180, and then down here, cross runway 4, and then hold short at Juliet. Alright, okay, make sure lights are good. Check the cabin. Take off config. Just making sure I'm set. Parking brake can come off. Get my feet on the pedals. And let's go ahead and get rolling here. Oh, there's one thing I forgot to make sure, that my axis for my speed brakes is not inverted. So let's go ahead and see. Yes, it's inverted. Okay, let's go ahead and hit the brakes there. I'm gonna go to my Bravo. Yes, there it is. Alright, now we're ready. Let's go ahead and arm the speed brakes. Oh wait, there it is. Speed brakes are armed. And we're gonna make a turn right here. It's Juliet basically all the way down. Kilo 1 and then Juliet, which is this taxiway, which you can barely see right there. It's just like the most narrow looking thing on the charts. And we're gonna make the turn on that. There we go. We're on Juliet. We're gonna taxi all the way down to runway 01. Great. Okay. Add a little more speed there. Just a tiny little bit more. I don't know, I think this is the default Ronald Reagan. Or this could also be a custom scenery pack by Laminar, because... Yo, welcome back to Streaming Sim Aviator, thank you. Welcome to the stream. Alright, I forgot flaps 1. Yeah, we're fine. Sometimes I tend to forget some stuff, so it's always good to check that my physical, at least the stuff I have physically here, is fine. That's runway 4 over there. We're going to go ahead and cross that, go all the way down to Juliet, hold short at 1. Should have that option. It's going to be a really easy taxi route. That's new. I've never seen that before on Laminar airports. Okay, this should be Juliet. Well, no, that's Alpha, and then that's Echo down there. Juliet is all the way down. Yeah, there it is. That's the hold bay. You got a parking lot off our nose. Okay, we're gonna get our lights ready for departure. When we turn off nose lights, landing lights, and strobes can come on since we're entering the active runway. we can go ahead and take off soon here. TARA, and we're ready. I honestly should have done this flight on VATSIM. I mean, at least I checked earlier, they did have ATC for this area. I don't know, they probably don't anymore. I'll have to check that once we're on cruise. Anyways, we should be ready. Altimeter is set. Gonna hold those brakes there. Mode norm, TARA. Doors are closed, armed. Flaps. Engine's looking fine. Green, green, green. Okay. Let's go ahead and get going here. We're gonna go ahead and go 40%. And one. Go right rudder a little tiny bit there. And we're gonna go toga. Alright. Mantoga, SRS, runway auto thrust, blue. Checked. About 100 knots. Alright, V1 rotates. Rotated a little bit late there. Positive rate. You're up. Have to get the range down. Okay, we can start making a turn to the left. Right here. Disarm the speed brakes. Alright, nice looking departure here. Go nose down here for a sec. Nice rotation, thank you. Let's go ahead and go past that S speed. Flaps are coming up. And thrust lever's coming back to climb. Autopilot on. And we're gonna let the autopilots continue to fly that. HCA priority, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you here. How was your day? Alright, 29. Well, we're kind of slowing it there, I can see, to reach that speed there. Transition should be 18,000, so that's fine. The auto brakes automatically disarm, so no need to worry about any of that. About 4,400 feet here. Continue to make the turn, and actually, if that's the case, we should have just taken off on runway 19er, because it would have been better instead of just going all the way down here and then just making the turn. Alright, we're leaving DCA. Let's go ahead and head over to Providence. I think it will be a nighttime arrival. By the way things are looking, the season also contributes to that, so even though it's like 4 p.m., it's getting late, sort of. Another really awesome thing I love about this throttle, these throttle levers, is that it has, like, with the quadrant, of course, it includes where exactly the throttle climb and Mantoga and stuff like that detents are. So like I can just look down on my throttle and put it down a certain detent, like where the detent should be, and it's right there. So that's super neat, actually, that I don't have to just stare at my navigation display. Well, PFD here. Alright, crossing 10,000 feet, landing lights can come off. Seatbelt signs are gonna come off since we're pretty much stable here. Not too windy, just about 30 knots on the crosswind. It gets worse, usually at higher altitudes, but luckily hasn't so far. Go ahead and play some music so that it's not too quiet. There we go. Very beautiful. I actually can't wait for XP11 and see how these volumetric clouds are going to be, like, so much better. Definitely really looking forward to that. We've already got some really nice lighting improvements on XP11, so just seeing how those are going to be integrated in XP12 is exciting. Really exciting. And we smashed that 5 like goal. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate all the support. Alright, awesome. So, we're out of DCA, so we don't need that anymore. Just gonna go ahead and focus on Providence here. All the stuff for the course and the frequency for the ILS and or localizer, that's all set in the MCU, so we don't need to have any nav stuff tuned in. It's all just done in there, and then autopilot takes care of it. However, we can also take a look at some other stuff, such as our arrival charts and stuff like that. It's not going to be a long flight at all. I'm going to actually compare how far we are, how far top of descent, and yeah, top of climb is right here, top of descent is right after that. So, not going to be a short, well, not going to be a long flight at all. Arrival is going to be very, very interesting. Perfect. Get the range down. Awesome. Let's continue to climb up to flight level 350. Matt Salets, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you here. How was your day? I was checking out your stream the other day for, what's it called? The Level Up 737. Some good stuff from the Threshold team for sure. Alright, past transition. Gonna go ahead and go standard on all of the altimeters. Well, yeah. And let's continue to monitor the flight route. So far, looking like it's gonna be pretty stable. Not really a sharp turn sort of route. It's gonna be mostly just a straight line, and then on Dono we're gonna make a left, and then it's just gonna be pretty stable all the way down to runway 05. So I'm kind of just building this mental picture of exactly where we are relative to Providence. Should be good. frames are dropping just a tiny little bit here since, you know, clouds. Well, not a tiny bit. Like, once we get closer to them, you'll just see a big frame rate drop. Like, sometimes they drop like 20 up to 30 frames just looking at these. But that should be fixed just getting a new GPU. Just been thinking on 3070 maybe. Looks like a nice GPU. Has 8 gigabytes of VRAM. The current GPU that I have right now has 6 gigabytes of VRAM, and that's the 2060. By the time I get the 3070, I'm also gonna go ahead and upgrade my motherboard so that I can get better stuff, such as, you know, better, faster RAM. But that's in the far future. Is there another leg? Nothing planned. But maybe I could do a return leg. I don't think that's a problem. It's not really that long of a flight. Best thing about the throttle quadrant is how accessible, like how practical it is to have it there. Like, you know, having Airbus and then Boeing, you know, you could implement that and stuff like that. Like, it's not really just meant for like the caps and stuff. You can just put them in and change them out for some other ones. But this is definitely something that benefits me while flying. Because I can just add that extra tone of immersion on pretty much any plane. Like, I literally have throttle levers for any plane I could fly in the sim. Of course, most of that just contributes to having the Bravo, because the Bravo is just super nice. It's about $70. I mean, it's pretty bang for the buck. Having that additional spending additional $70 just on throttle caps. But, like, you know, with what you get, I think it's definitely worth it, especially if you like flying Airbuses. There is so much that you can just so much immersion that you can add just by adding these throttle caps. Of course, the commercial ones that come included with the Bravo are also really nice. And you can make those work as well. But I mean, I personally, it's my preference to have these because I fly Airbus really often, and that extra realism just makes those $70 worth it. I don't really regret spending, well, not at all. I don't regret at all spending a penny on this addition to my Bravo. And the TCA, because I had an old sight stick, which was the Logitech Stream 3D Pro sight stick, and the TCA is certainly a big change for me, because I used that joystick for, say, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years nearly, and just having the TCA, you know, it's awesome for entry level, in my opinion. Like, if you're looking to buy a good sight stick and maybe you're not, it doesn't bother you to spend a little bit more on a more expensive flight stick, then I'd say go for this one. Or, I mean, if you can't afford the extra money, then I don't think it's a problem to go for the Stream 3D. It's not that bad at all. I think it does the job pretty great. Feels nice. Of course, obviously not as smooth as, you know, $300 side sticks from like Thrustmaster or something like that. The TCA is from Thrustmaster, but you get my point. And Logitech, like, sometimes if you think about their products for flight sim, compared to other flight sim products, like for example, if we compare the Cytec yoke with the Honeycomb would obviously win. But you know, there's no competitors for the Logitech Stream 3D. Like, there's actually no other companies that bring the quality that they bring on that side stick for the money that they're asking. Like, it's just $30-$40, and you're getting a lot more immersion than using a mouse and keyboard. You know, mouse yoke is a nightmare. Like, I use that for like 1-2 months after I got X-Plane. That's literally what I flew on, and it was just extremely painful to use mouse yoke, because it's horrifying. Like, mouse yoke is basically like I don't know, it's way too sensitive. It doesn't feel real at all. Like, of course, because you're using a mouse, it's not supposed to feel like real or anything, but if you can't even afford a joystick, I guess it's fine. Do Nashville to Atlanta, Delta 737-900ER. I could do that. I could do that another day. But I don't know if today, because, you know, I've got some other stuff I have planned to do in my free time today, so maybe another stream I'll plan that out. Nashville to Atlanta. And I'll see, because I want to test out the 739 from Level Up. It's not a bad idea for a route, honestly. The 739, actually, other routes that we could do with the 739 could also be LA to Minneapolis. I've flown the Delta 739 in real life on that route, LA to Minneapolis, and I think that could be a good flight. I mean, probably really fun, because flying into Minneapolis is fun, except, you know, from like where your frames drop like 30 or something by 30. Sometimes that just happens. But yeah, it's the same thing with LA pretty much. Like, it's pretty heavy on the frames. Minneapolis and Chicago are particularly really heavy. Like, I remember Minneapolis being the heaviest. It was even heavier than, what's it called, LaGuardia? Yeah, right, LaGuardia. On my frames, and JFK was the heaviest. That was when I used to fly on a Mac. I have a Windows PC now. I have a really good PC for flight simming, but when I used to fly on a Mac, those were some big hits in performance. That's how I know what airports to fly into. That's how I, you know, planned out my routes. Now in Atlanta is weird without the A380. I mean, the MD-80s. Yeah, I flew a Delta MD-80 before out of Atlanta into Memphis in real life. And yeah, I'm actually missing those. They were really nice, like the engine sounds, the cabin layout. I don't know, that plane was just different in a good way. The MD-80 was seriously a great plane. I wish I could have flown it on more airlines, like, you know, American and stuff. But yeah, it's one of those iconic planes, like, you know, the MD-10 or the 747, which, you know, got retired in 2020, almost 2 years ago. It's crazy. March of 2020, I think. Actually, KLM retired their 747s in March of 2020. I think they stopped flying the St. Martin route with the KLM 747s like 5 years ago or something like that. That's just what I saw 5 or 6 years ago. I mean, I haven't heard from airlines ever flying the 747 in a long time. except, you know, those who still operate the 74, which are Lufthansa. I rarely see Korean Air, I think, but mainly it's just the cargo airlines. Those are the ones that keep the 74 alive, pretty much. Alright, 35,000 feet. And if I am not wrong, we should be descending in like 40 miles. Or 80, I don't know, 60, 80 miles, okay. So that's not too far. That's going to be about 20 minutes till descent. It's a short flight. But man, the nighttime arrivals on this thing are beautiful. The sunset to nighttime arrivals on the A319 are my favorite. Especially in like Europe, it just feels so nice to fly those in at night. Alright, we're gonna leave MCP altitude as it is right now. Don't really mind. And frames are pretty low right now, but they should get better once we start breaking out of the clouds. Super nice looking sunset back there. Whoops, there it is. I don't think that lighting is accurate. That should be fixed in XP11 12. I don't know which of you guys are getting XP11 12. I for sure am. Just for the fact that I am like extremely excited to see how like the technology that they're gonna bring out. And stuff like that, and scenery. Well, scenery in terms of global scenery, I mean, I kind of already got an idea of what we're getting. It's just like the default. It's kind of like the default XP11 scenery. I don't know if they made any improvements at all to it, like if they made it sharper looking. I don't know, but that is definitely something I'm excited about. Alright, so it says about 202 miles away from Providence. If you take like 50, 60 miles away from that, that should be your top of descent, usually. And that's like 130, 40 miles. So we're not too far. We'll eventually end up descending. Super nice scenery down there as well. Well, can't really notice much of it, but the nighttime approaches are super nice. I mean, actually, when approaching an airport at night, ortho doesn't matter at all, pretty much. So let's see. Providence. It's gonna be approach. Well, first let's see arrival. Jordan 2. That's the one we're taking in. Down here, the Jordan 2 arrival. And it starts over at Mink. Well, not Mink. That's the end of it. HTO, that's transition. And then Jordan, all the way down to Mink. And the airport should be... Alright, hold on. Let me go ahead and get the approach charts. ILS or localizer only 5. The airport should be... Okay, so Mink is right after... It's right before, it says North Kingstown, which is right here. So there's Lafayette, and then straight in arrival. I flew the 757 into runway 34, which is the shortest runway at Providence. And I made it, so runway 05 should be just fine for a good flare. And I'm actually kind of nervous for the landing, honestly, because I am not that good at flaring with the TCA side stick yet. I'm not really that used to it, but yeah. We're gonna go ahead and try it and butter it. Co-pilot side looks kind of nice, honestly. Like, I should actually try an entire flight just sitting on this co-pilot seat. Would be cool. Alright, entry desk data. I'm just gonna wait a little longer. Top of descent coming up in 30 miles. So actually, yeah, I think it's time to put in our destination data. Let's go ahead and head over to the perf page. Approach. I'm gonna look up the ATIS for Providence, METAR. Okay, Providence. Winds are coming in from the north at 14 knots, so it's gonna be a little bit windy. Gusting to 22 knots. So yeah, that's definitely quite a little bit of wind. For sure. And says altimeter. Well, it doesn't say the altimeter, so I think I just have to go down to this page. Let's see. Okay. Let's see it here, actually. Okay, altimeter 3003. 3003. Temperature 28 degrees Fahrenheit. And that is not shown here. That means I'm gonna have to translate 28 degrees Fahrenheit into degrees Celsius. Let's see. Fahrenheit to Celsius. 28 Fahrenheit is negative, well, minus 2 Celsius. So temperature minus 2. Winds coming in from the north, 010 at 14. So 10 at 14, and for decision height, that stuff is found in the charts. Not this one, I don't think. Oh wait, this is the ILS chart, so yeah, it's here. It's gonna be 253. Final approach course 47 degrees. Final approach altitude, well, yeah, final altitude 2,000 feet, and top of descent is coming up here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and reset that FCU altitude. We're having that loss of frames again because we're coming up on the clouds here, but that's fine. Alright, let's see. MDA, so 253 decision height, we can just put that in the MDA. So that's 253. That is set. Awesome. Gonna go ahead and wait for that. Top of descent, coming up on 7.5 miles. Go ahead and let them know that we're gonna start our descent pretty soon. And yeah. Start. Almost there. Less than 5 miles left. And we're coming up on top of descent right about here. Okay. Decelerate. So it's gonna give us that decelerate message. But we're already on the speed that it's telling us to be at, so we don't really need to quote unquote decelerate. We're just gonna keep the speed, and if it is telling us to decelerate, we'll eventually decelerate. If the speed, you know, it marks a lower speed than what's shown there. We're right on GDIC here. We're gonna turn. It's gonna go ahead and get that range up a bit to see how far we are. About 60 miles from our transition and about 120 miles from Providence. So not too far. So pretty lengthy descent for 120 miles out. And then it's gonna be rifle right up here, and then HTO right after that. So that's in less than 60 miles. Great. Okay, speed's dropping a bit. We're keeping 35,000. Oh, wait a minute. I think I may have... There we go. Now it's armed to descent. Man, I'm way too used to the Boeings. How did I not notice that it hadn't started up the descent? Like, for whatever reason, I was just like, oh wait, it's reaching top of descent point. And then I'm just looking away and it's not even, like, starting. Pretty funny. Now we're gonna get those speed brakes out. We do have speed brake levers on the Bravo, and the travel distance for those is actually quite accurate. For that, I'm gonna get this all the way down. .4,400 feet per minute. It's gonna be a quick descent. Right over at HTO. That's a stupid, that's a really stupid mistake I just made there. I don't understand how I actually managed to not notice for over 2 minutes. Definitely qualified to fly this plane. And it's bringing back the vertical speed. meaning we can just get the speed brakes up. And continue on. Oh, there it is. Starting to go up in speed again. So we're gonna kinda have to use some of those speed brakes. We're gonna leave it at that. It's gonna keep going down. Just gonna let it do that. Pretty steep, but we're gonna get there just fine. About 100 miles off, well, out of Providence. Straight up ahead. There it is. Transition in about 20 miles, I think. 30, yeah, 20 miles. So we should start seeing that transition pretty soon. And setting our altimeter by the time we're at the transition, because we're descending fast. Keep going. Speed brakes. Alright, we're gonna put them up. I wish I set up a throttle cam. I should look into that for the next stream. Would be a lot better if I set up something like that. Alright, HTO in about 15 miles. That's your transition. Jordan in 30. In about 60, we're gonna reach the airport. It says 91, but I think a little over 60. Keep descending. And it has been over a year since we last landed an Allegiant aircraft into Providence on stream. So that landing was a butter. So let's hope we can. Well, we have actually never landed Allegiant into Providence on stream. That was a Delta. But this is the first time landing an Allegiant livery into Providence on stream, and maybe ever. I don't know if I've flown on that livery into Providence. Maybe out of Providence, but not sure if into. But anyways, let's keep descending. Can anyone believe that it's already like January 3rd? Like, it's crazy how fast time flies. 2021 just went super quick. That's what I think. I don't know what everyone else thinks. Right at about 60 almost. We should be seeing that. I think auto brake slow will do the job, but we're gonna see how long the runway is. Let's go ahead and grab our airport charts, airport information, and okay, got about 9,000 feet. Nearly 9,000 feet of runway to work with today, so low should definitely work. about 18,000 feet here. We're about to set our altimeter, which is 3003. Well, there it is. It's right after. Okay, standard. Gotta set the altimeter. Well, actually, let's go standard. Yes, it's gonna start flashing there. 3003. And let's set that over here before we get the Bureau Ref cross-check ECAM message. And also on the standby. Standby doesn't really matter, it's just these two. Mainly, so. Alright, below 18,000 feet. This is not a mountainous area at all. In fact, so. We should be past JFK, I think. Or we could be close to it. So that's... Whoops. Yeah, we should be past JFK. We should also even be past Long Island. You said 3004, not 3003. I know, but like, I'm literally moving one little tiny bit on the mouse wheel, and this just transitions like that. Okay. Constraints, and we can see those again. Again, our frames are starting to get better because we're getting free of the clouds already. That's an airport down there. I think that's HTO, KHTO. So yeah, within 60 miles for sure. Okay, it says 62, but I think it is within 60 because that's the radius, and it is within that. So I am pretty sure that we are getting close. Oh, I see. It's moving through the HPA. I think it might be an option to turn it off. Or is that the fly-by-wire only? Probably just a fly-by-wire. This just controls the brightness of this HSI. Nothing really that interesting. Then there's that and the bugs. And then the RST, which is a reset, which is in op. RST is in op, so. Sadly. It's not like anyone actually uses this. Look at the tools menu thing? Okay. Okay, so it says, here's the general settings. Default barrel unit, HPA, default transition altitude. I should bump that up, actually. But... nothing so far. I'm gonna have to... Okay, aircraft config. Oh wait, I actually never noticed this before. It says the destination METAR, altimeter 3004. Let's see if that's updated. I'm gonna look up Providence METAR. And that is updated. Wait. It says current weather observation made 17 minutes ago at 21:51 UTC. Still says the same for the winds, and the pressure is now 3007, so I think that just hasn't refreshed yet. There we go, now it's 3007, just by luck. Okay, runway's coming up right after Mink. Turn on Kent. Right here, and then that's your final. Here's the arrival chart. That's when we're already on Mink. But this is what we're supposed to be looking at. Had the speed brakes out a little bit. The one on the tallest thing menu thing is from 1950 Zulu. Yeah, that's weird because this updated one says 1951. Well, yeah. Wait, I'm reading that wrong. Okay, let's see if this is... Okay. It says on this MetStat website, it says that the pressure is 3007. And I think that is accurate. We're coming upon some clouds. About 8,000 feet. Right. Forgot this. And too focused on the METAR. Okay, seatbelt signs, landing lights on, no smoking. Okay, we should be starting to configure ourselves. I'm gonna use some speed brakes. Just a little bit. You don't need too much. Yeah, we're inside of a cloud layer. That's why the visibility is limited. And we've got rain. Do we? Or do we not? Because I just saw rain. Just in case, I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. Set live rain. It's gonna be a nighttime arrival into runway 5. We're almost on Mink here, down to 2,100 feet in 15 miles. I think that's doable. Gonna keep monitoring that descent. Let's keep going here. About 6,000. Let me turn on the landing system. About 5,700 feet. right up on Mink. I'll make the turn. Turning left. I think we're still on the cloud layer, so we should see ourselves on the, yeah, here it is. So we're sort of making a U-turn, kind of. $4,900 feet. I think we're okay. There we go. I see ground. We've got ground reference. About 4,500. I am going to activate the approach face. Do that. Expedite 2215. Okay. Sad Zulu. And I'm going to use the speed brakes right about here until we get to that green dot speed. You know what? I'm just gonna get them all out. I'm gonna keep following that route down. There we go. I'm just gonna wait for the... Ah, there it is. That's the increase. We're gonna arm speed brakes. And flaps 1. It's windy. There it is, that's the airport. Flaps 2. Nerdy, welcome aboard. Welcome to the stream. How are you? Bring them all the way out. I'm gonna turn on my approach face once we're on that final approach course. There it is, speed's coming up. Flaps 3 once we're turning on Kent. Okay. Just in case. I'm good, man, how are you? I'm great. Good to know you're doing fine. Coming up on the arrival, runway 1, well, 05. Gonna turn, okay, F speed. We're on F speed, so we're just gonna wait. And we should have plenty of time until we make it down. I'm the person from the HHD Discord. Yeah, I think I saw your channel. It's good to see you here. About 2,800 feet. I'm just gonna wait for that turn on Kent, and then we should about 2,500. There we go. Approach face activated. Gonna wait to catch that localizer pretty soon. Right on that turn. I think we will, like, right on the turn. Or right after, possibly. Bring him out. There it is. Localizer captured. Gonna wait for the glide slope. And... okay. Flaps 3. Alright, there it is. We're right on F speed. I like to wait for the glide slope. Alright, we're established on the localizer. Altitude. And still gotta wait. Actually, you know, screw it. Gear down. Gear's coming down. Gonna go ahead and check the cabin. Lights are fine. Spoilers. Gonna arm those. And flaps full. Unfortunately, I have to go to do some family stuff. I'll keep watching your channel once you get back, or the next time you stream. See you later, man. Have a good day. Nerdy, that's totally fine, and I hope you have a nice day. Take care. Okay, ignition. Gonna take it to crank. Well, we don't need it at crank. I'm just gonna set it to ignition. Because the weather's looking pretty cold down here. We're on the negatives. Okay. About 2,000. Well, 2,000 MSL, 1,500 nearly AGL. We're about to catch... Well, we haven't caught the glide slope yet. We're about 10 miles out. I think we're going to catch it any time now, actually. Just holding 1,600 AGL. Okay. About 100 and... I don't know my exact speed. It's looking like 137 knots, probably. There's no exact... Okay. We're about... I think... Yeah, we're about to catch the glide slope. I see the diamond coming in. There we go. Glide slope is alive. And... captured. There we go. There we go. We're on the glide. Keep descending. Beautiful, beautiful looking arrival. Haven't flown... I have actually never flown in here at night. Okay, go around altitude 2,500. That's set. Whoops. Set it to the hundreds. There we go. Go around altitude set. Let's continue the approach. We're ready for landing. I'm gonna go ahead and wait for that 1,000 feet, then turn the autopilot off and try to hand fly it. We're on final approach course. I see that. It's actually really interesting that there's like a runway on the course of another runway, like on the final approach course of another runway. That's actually, I never noticed. Okay, autopilot off. And auto throttle off. Throttle lock. Speed brakes. I mean, speed idle. Throttle idle. There we go. Pitching down a little bit. I should have gotten the autopilot off earlier to kind of get the hang of how the A319 flies with the TCA a little bit more. We're way too high on that speed. Ought to lower it. past. We should be past minimums already. Continue. That was beautiful. Okay, that was amazing. Reversers are coming out. Alright, we're past 80 knots. And clearing them on 60. Right here. We're past 60. Okay. Override the auto brakes. Flaps are coming up. Speed brakes. Stow those. And welcome to Providence. That was an absolute greaser. That was probably my favorite landing ever here at Providence. Not bad. Anyways, get these charts out of the way. The airport information. Back on, we can just take the exit. We can take the exit on Charlie here. Actually. Bit of a float, but yeah, nicely. Yeah, I know. I floated a little bit, but I'm happy with it. Alright, great. Speed up. Tiny little bit. EPU master switch on. Kind of moderate that taxi speed. I think we've got flap open here. Start. And we do not have any rain, so got that out of the way. And we should wait for that APU to start up. Very nice. Alright. Should have gotten the flight directors off. But it's okay, it's just a simulator. We're gonna park up on 10. Forgot the lights. Okay. Hello? Is he gonna guide us in, or what? He's just on his whatever. I mean, I'm gonna have to guide myself in. There we go. That should do it. We'll leave it there. Parking brake on. And let's go ahead and shut down the engines. Wait for that to become available. And let's go ahead and shut down the anti-ice. There we go. Deer's off. Whoops. Seatbelt signs off. Beacon, nav and logo lights can come off. Emergency exit lights off. Nice. Okay. And I think we're ready. That's fine. I forgot the TCAS. Stand by. And welcome to Providence. That's it. Shut down the APU. Battery 1 and 2 off. Alright, that was a super nice flight. And we are going to check out the replays now. So gonna get that rolling. How's the landing? I missed it. We're gonna do the landing replay thing now. So you'll get to see it again. It was super nice. It was minus 77. Hold on. There it is. Okay. Kind of go back here. There we go. We're coming in. I think that glide was just perfect as well. Yeah, floated her a tiny little bit there. But that's touchdown. I'm actually gonna get a little closer and show you how that was. There we go. That should be about enough. Alright, there it is. Tiny float there. But overall super satisfied with that. Let's go ahead and check out the passenger view over on the other side. Maybe this side. There we go, and then touchdown right on there. Let's check a couple more views, maybe just. I'm gonna leave you with this one. There we go. That was awesome. Alright. Thank you everyone for those of you who joined the stream. I appreciate everyone who came over and supported it. We reached about 7 likes, so that was really nice. And yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed, and I hope everyone has an awesome day, and stay tuned for the next one. Bye bye.